When I say the word forgiveness, what is the first situation, people, place, person, thing that comes to your mind? It's What's up, y'all? Nicole here, and in this episode of Single Season Sessions, we are having a conversation about our relationship with forgiveness and how I forgave my. In talking about our relationship with forgiveness, we're going to touch on a couple things. First and foremost, we're going to get it out the way, what it's not, what forgiveness is not. But the main things that we're focusing on in this video is what forgiveness is, because it's these couple of things that I'm going to list. Again, these episodes, these sessions, it's not a listicle. I'm not here this isn't a class. Life can be a classroom technically, right? But it's just like, I'm not trying to make these listically, like, oh, points, boom, 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 boom type thing. But I do have bullet points to touch on, so that we can stay on track with the flow of the conversation. So there are a couple things that I have listed of what forgiveness looks like, and straight up, what it's not, letting them back in. Access. Now, this is when we're talking about forgiveness toward a specific person or people. There's a lot of different things actually that could call for us, could call for our forgiveness. And yes, we know forgiveness is for ourselves, not for them. But what happens when it's not a person? What if it's a place? What if it's a thing? What if it's a structure, a system of a group of things? You know what I mean? It's the deliberate action done toward us and how it affected us, and how, not just how it made us feel, that's important as well, but also how it has practically affected our livelihood, our being, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, etc. So yeah, not letting them back in. Access. That is not what forgiveness is. Not caring or being emotionally bothered about the situation. That's not what forgiveness is. Excusing behavior, excusing what the situation was and how it affected you, that ain't what forgiveness is. Telling said person or people, them, that it's okay, even when it is okay, that ain't forgiveness. And even when we tell ourselves, lying to ourselves, that it is okay when it's not okay. So you see how I'm like, even saying to ourselves, like, oh, it's all right, it's all good, no problem, well, no biggie, right? When it really is, and we haven't done the actual full healing and processing and analyzing of the situation, and also accepting of the situation, and just saying that just to say it, that's not, that ain't forgiveness. And also just the fact of actually going to a actual person or people and saying, oh, I forgive you, even if you really do, and have, process and heal that, there still ain't what forgiveness is. And like I said, excusing the behavior, brushing it off. It's like, oh, it's okay, it's all good, it's Gucci, we're good, we're cool. Oh, passive aggressive stuff, it ain't good, we ain't cool. My phone's ringing. Oh, I need to. He'll be alright. It ain't good. We ain't cool. Because it happened. Like, my point with that, meaning that, like, it's because it happened and it affected you that way, brushing it off and saying that, oh, it's okay, even after the healing and the acceptance of all of it, it still don't make it okay. So don't sit there and lie and be like it's okay when it's something that you had to make yourself forgive about it. If it was something that you had to make yourself forgive about it, don't later on say it was okay. It wasn't okay. It was never okay. It shouldn't have known. All right, so how I forgave what forgiveness is first and foremost, we got to give ourselves permission. We have to give ourselves permission to accept the situation for what it is, or whatever the situation and circumstance is that hurt us and affected us mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. It's first coming to terms with acceptance of the fact that it exists. And as I'm even like thinking about this, it's really just going into like breaking down the process, the forgiveness process. Me personally, I have had and still process through that forgiveness process, right? Because what exactly is that? You know what I'm saying? It's not excusing the behavior, it's accepting it, it's analyzing it, it's judging it, it's looking at our own role in it, and also seeing where we are actually the victim in, because there are circumstances where we are victimized, right? It's like you didn't necessarily do anything wrong. You didn't it ain't my fault. Like it ain't your fault. Like that it was a messed up situation or a messed up person or whatever the case may be, and it affected you in the way that it did, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, right? Um, Come on, dread, up in the club, take my dread, 34, but yeah, they all red too. They're like burgundy. Baby, I would do that, but not in this stage of my life. I always wanted that color for my hair, though. I really did. But yeah, I just think that, and I kind of had a moment I froze and I don't remember what I was saying. However, continuing, I just think that right, looking at where we are actually the victim, we just have to be careful with not over criticizing ourselves, self pity, or even blaming ourselves. Because sometimes what that self pity could then look like, and we can notice when we're doing that if we are constantly, it doesn't always show up this way, but usually people who, or when we have those moments when we are constantly talking about a situation to someone or to a group of people or whatever, um where we are saying like, oh, woe is me, this is what happened, oh, their fault, their fault, their fault, they did this, they did that, blah, 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 blah. Like we're expressing, we're pouring out because it emotionally affects us and everything. However, in that doing, we're looking for some sort of validation, we're looking for some sort of attention, um just to ourselves. And attention is very important. Like that's a natural thing, we all need attention, right? But what I'm saying is that stuff has we have to give ourselves attention to the actual situation so that we can fully accept it, and not feel like it's now a part of our identity and we lead in the world with that. Like sometimes the things that we need to give forgiveness on, it becomes a part of our identity, and you don't need to carry that spirit around. Like it's something that you integrate into who you are by, again, learning, observing it, understanding it, accepting it, again, seeing where our role plays in it, even if it wasn't, again, like I said, the victimization of it all. However, just seeing what you may have could have done different. But again, sometimes ain't nothing for you to do different. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why trigger warning, because again, there are a lot of things that we have to, not have to, but that may call for our forgiveness. So I'm treading very lightly when I speak on these things, because when I say the word forgiveness, what is the first situation, people, place, person, thing that comes to your mind? Especially if it's something extremely traumatic, I am being very sensitive with my intention is to be very sensitive with what it is that I'm saying, especially when it comes to situations and things that you actually had no control over. You were a victim in a situation, then that does not apply to that. You understand? There are other things that are in your life that you can apply that part to, where it's like, oh, well, yeah, I played a role in that. You know what I mean? Like, because there's, it might not, in those type of situations, it might not be as emotionally burdensome, an emotional burden, because you actually had some type of sovereign control in the situation. Ooh. Which then this brings me to my next point, is finding value in the situation. I think that one of the things of what forgiveness is we have to see. We force it, okay? Force it. And you know what it takes? Not only does it take time, right? First, we got to get to that acceptance. We got to accept the fact that, hey, babe, boom, it happened. All right, babe, boom. And even in accepting that it happened, it doesn't mean that when we look back on it, even after the healing or through the healing and following the healing process, right? It's not that we don't ever think about it. It's not that we don't get these heavy emotions when it comes to our mind. My tummy growling. It's the Celsius. If you drink these, you know, because it boosts your metabolism. And then the stomach get the growling, bro. I swear. Oh, goodness. Okay. But some things work, though. Okay. But yeah, so focusing on what I'm saying. Got off track, but regardless, yeah, receiving some sort of value from it, because we take our power back with the situation and flip the narrative, reverse, whatever you got to do, you know what I'm saying, and make it work for you and stand in that power. See the different version of yourself that is able to be unlocked and has able to be unlocked due to that situation, due to that experience. And it's not to say that just because, all right, I accept this is what it is, blah blah blah, and I find value in it, and I create a purpose for it. This is, again, taking your power back. Create a purpose for it, see value in it, and keep it pushing, moving forward. It don't mean that, like, oh, this can just happen again. Oh, but again, it's okay. That's why I said earlier, that ain't what forgiveness is. No, it happened. It don't make it okay. Whatever it is that we forgiven here, it don't make it okay. You know what I'm saying? Your daddy left, it don't make it okay. You know what I'm saying? Your partner cheated, that don't make it okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into, really deep stuff like that. Trigger, you know. It ain't okay. Like, be so freaking for real. Oh, I remember now. Okay, so like I was saying, is that because I was about to go into saying that not being emotionally led by it, like when we're able to really analyze and observe the situation for what it is and not be led emotionally by it, that's another form of forgiveness. Or that's the process in forgiveness, like what forgiveness is. However, like I'm saying, is that even when we're past that, right? Anytime we're looking back on the situation or thinking about it, when we get emotional about it, or just because we get triggered about certain things, or just because it's going through our mind, that does not mean that you're not healed from it, okay? That doesn't mean that you haven't forgiven the situation. That's just normal, natural, okay? Normal, natural, straight up. But to not be emotionally led by it to where our behaviors out in the field in life and with ourselves, first and foremost, we're not acting off of that trauma. We're not acting off of that hurt, that pain, that disappointment, that sadness, that betrayal. Emotionally, we're not being led off of that. Because we can be led emotionally off of anything. I mean, just even think, when we're excited about something, especially when it's a very high excitement, like we're being led by our emotions sometimes with the things that we're doing. We're like, oh, okay, let's take another shot. Let's do it. It's being led off of emotion. You know what I'm saying? In this case, we're talking about a more lower, more dense, more unpleasant type of emotion. So things like bitterness, anger, sadness, fear. I think I did 3 or 4 anyway, regardless. Not being led by those things is what I mean. I know that makes sense. I just want to clarify that. And these are ways I have forgiven. And again, is a laundry list of, maybe not a laundry list of things. I mean, I think you know what? No, it is, because in life, there's you go up in the store And the cashier, she just, or he just, a little spicy today. A little spicy today. Or just a little bit void. It ain't nothing going on. Like, you don't take it personal. Like, okay, I forgive that situation. I forgive myself for being offended. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't like, and sometimes it might be personal, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay. I'll forgive it. I forgive how you're behaving. I forgive the fact that it's bothering me. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, so that's when I was thinking about laundry list, I'm like, dang, what's all the laundry list of forgiveness? But it's like little things that show up in our everyday life as well. But you can take certain things like that as an opportunity to, again, put yourself in their shoes. When it comes to forgiveness of a person or people, placing ourselves in their perspective. Again, we're not excusing behavior here. We're simply observing it, analyzing it, judging it, and getting to a point where we're not being emotionally led by it. Seeing purpose in it, taking our power back, standing in that power, and creating a purpose out of it, and how it's aiding something very important and valuable to our lives and to who we are, another another thing, this is my favorite one, detaching. No, listen, okay. Detaching, okay, that's definitely a part of forgiveness. When you have gotten to a point where you are completely detached from it, hey, even if you're detached emotionally, kudos to you. Like, a tear don't even shed. You know what I mean? Like, wow, that's yes, good for you. But again, like I said, it depends on the offense and how bad we're offended, right? Okay. So certain things are going to affect us in different ways. And I'll say the other, ooh, I cracked my back. My tummy is a growling. This is about to stop. I'm about to restart it soon. But yeah, detaching. Excuse me. Detaching. And you've detached from something when you don't have any emotional grasp, hold to it. You don't want revenge. There's no sadness, anger, like it's just there. And it doesn't have your energy. Like, emotions is a very strong energy, and it's very important when we're connecting to something, and it's a very important piece to disconnecting from something, our emotions, right? Because that's what feeds anything. It's our emotions and our attention to it.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, let's reboot. Where am I at with my notes? Oh, the emotions. Because, emotions, resurface and all that. But again, acting on them. That's what I mean by being led by our emotions, is acting on those emotions. And again, it can show up in like, oh, I want to get revenge. Oh, I'm playing karma today. Well, you can play karma. You can be your, you know what I'm saying? But it's a way you go about it. You don't have to try. It's going to just happen. It just is. Because who we are, what we are, is what's given. That's just how energy works. And we are everything, right? And so it's the aspects and the versions of ourselves that we give attention to. And that's how we'll behave, and that's also what will be, not just what's thrown our way, but what sticks when it's thrown our way. Because certain things can be thrown your way and it just don't affect you. And it's like, okay, yeah, and is this supposed to be like a projection or something? Is something being reflected back on? Like, is that how I am being and whatever like that? Because, at times when we have road rage, and you just be like, bro, why is you driving so slow? Or like, go, or now you want to turn, like. But regardless, just seeing it from a different perspective, flipping it, blah, 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 blah. And again, when it is personal, it is personal. But again, like I said, they got everything to do with them. They got nothing to do with you. And this brings me into my closing point of what forgiveness is. And this has everything to do with the situation, the circumstance being sacred to you and seeking something bigger than you to help heal you through it. Which that was, I don't know what kind of bug that is. Okay. Seeking God, seeking the Most High, seeking something greater and bigger than you to assist you in healing. Seek to receive that peace. Like, one thing I know is that, and I know this from experience, things like peace, passion, joy, those fruits of the spirit, kindness, self-control, these things are not, you can't just pull this out your booty hole. You can't. Like, there are people walking around here in this world that they don't have peace. They're like, chaos is all through their mind, their body. It shows in how they behave and how they treat themselves, how they treat others. Like, there's no peace. It's just noise. Like, some people really they don't have no peace. Some people walk around, they're not happy. There's no joy. There's no passion. There's no drive. They don't have no type of will, no to want to. These are fruits of the spirit. This stuff, again, like I said, you can't pull it out your butt. It comes from something not outside of you. It comes from something greater than you. And, whatever your spiritual beliefs are, your religion, whatever, that's your business. I don't care. Something greater than all of us, you know what I'm saying, created all of this. And if you want to tap in and be able to have access to these fruits of the spirit, again, you can't just pull it out your booty hole. It's given to you sometimes, and you don't even have to ask for it until you do. And I think because you might find yourself at a time in life where you don't have access to that gift anymore. You're like, I'm not, what's going on? I need that back. Give it back. We're not taking that. Need that. Okay? To live a fulfilling life. Yeah. Okay? A purposeful, fulfilling, lifeful, vivacious life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, seek the Most High. You gotta seek God. You seek something higher, greater than yourself. Seek God. Jaja, whatever you call that, seek, and ye shall find. Yeah. And so what does that look like, though, when we are seeking the Most High, seeking God, seeking that higher, greater power, our Creator, when it comes to forgiveness? One, we have to want to forgive. Seek wisdom of what even forgiveness is and what that looks like and feels like. It's a light lift, like it's a load lifted off of you. It's you feel lighter. You're not carrying a burden bag. Like we can feel it. We can feel it. We're lighter, And so seeking to even understand, what does it feel like to know that I've forgiven something. We have to get past the semantics and the language and stuff, because again, certain words, and I mentioned this in previous episodes, certain words have connotations connected to it. And so, we ought, sometimes some people may hear the word forgiveness and they're like, oh, forgive. You should never gave me these problems. Forgive. Giving me this stress. You're stressing yourself out. Baby. Just. But yeah, seeking the Most High for eyes to see. Even for, again, this is not about victimization situations. It's about situations that we put ourselves in. So seeking for the eyes to see a spirit for what it actually is, and to have the desire and the courage to listen, to understand the insight that we are being given in that discernment. and trust, seeking trust, like give me trust, like God give me trust. How I need to be able to trust you, trust myself. Let me know what that looks like and feels like when I'm doing it, and when I'm doing it right, when I'm starting right, when I'm and when I'm overthinking, and when I'm looking at something wrong. Like it's and this going to having a relationship with God, because it's just like, yeah, like come on, like sometimes I be questioning am I tripping? Like am I where the sign at? Sometimes I think that even in the midst of like experiencing and going through a thing, and we might not even be sure or judging correctly, however, still having that trust that, you know what, I'm still gonna be okay. Like even if this is the effed up situation, like I'm gonna still be good. Like I'm about like we good. Like it's that part too. It's not that we're always like ducking and dodging and avoiding things, which is important, and we do. Our team got our back. You know what I'm saying? We are spiritually protected, spiritually and physically protected, right? And so, but it's just the fact that, okay, when certain things do penetrate our field, energetically, and in our spaces physically, because again, even when we're dealing with a person face to face, you never know, like this, like it's them, it's us, but it's a spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like one minute you talking to, and then the next minute it's, you know what I'm saying? So it's being able to catch and what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like at the yeah. But yeah, I would say that's another thing when it comes to forgiveness. But yeah, I am in no way, shape, or form saying that forgiveness is easy. But again, it depends on the offense and how bad I'm offended, okay? And I just remembered I wanted to add into this because this has to do with how we fight back with the situation or circumstance that occurs in our life that calls for forgiveness, of instances big and small. It's the fight. How do we fight back? Because there has to be a fight. You know what I'm saying? There has to be that resistance, even when it comes to with ourselves, of resisting allowing it to have power over us and continue to play such a big major role dictating everything, in our life. Like there comes a point where it's like I'm not gonna let this, overtake me and have power and control over me. How do I fight and bust back? And we can fight and bust back again, like I was saying a little bit, I mentioned, when it comes to our peace, when it comes to simply not being bothered by but we're not giving our attention to it, meaning we're not feeding the beast, we're not feeding it, we're not being moved by it. And yeah, so our peace, our power, our drive, our passion, our innocence, our life, fighting and busting back in these ways, and again, seeking the Most High. Gotta seek our Creator. You gotta seek something higher. I mean, you could try to just tell me, see how that works. You know, because I mean, even when we think, you think it's you, so you can't pull it out your butt. Where you going? It's coming out your booty hole. Peace don't come out your booty hole. You don't just know. It's gifted. You know, and when you have that gift, honor it, cherish it, hold on to it, and be a good steward of it, right? Because it's not something to take for granted. Even think about like with passion and joy. That's something I know all too well. Not the joy part, the like having passion. There are some people in like you may come across that are like just they are just naturally passionate people, right? Because they're full of so much fire and vigor and energy and da 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 da. When you don't have that flame, you know what I'm saying? It's not a thing of like that you're sad or that you're depressed or that you're not happy or that you don't have any joy, although that can be the case. But it's like if you don't have that strong emotional attachment to, like, yeah, strong emotion towards something, or even like whatever, you realize, like, dang, like, that's, it's not that, and I can't speak for you if you've never had that, you know what I'm saying? I know what it feels like to be passionate, and I know what it feels like to not have passion. That crap sucks. It sucks. Oh my gosh. I was like, give me that back. Cause this ain't it. That ain't it at all. But regardless, that's what I'm saying. The fight, the bust back, it comes in those different ways. Because I had that written in my notes, and I wanted to make sure I said that because, yeah. But defending ourselves from those attacks of things that we have to then move forward from, is that spiritual protection first and foremost, seeking something higher than ourselves, seeking the Most High to help assist with that by giving us the peace, giving us the lack of desire for something, or the desire for something, right? Whatever is best and good for us, right? I was about to say right, correct at the same. Anyway, it can also look like staying to ourselves, having those moments of solitude. It's very important. It's in the healing process, especially because you need to remember and recognize your own energy. And then when you get back around other people, other environments, and things, you need to know what's you and what's not you. And this helps with the discernment process as well. And just knowing when to speak, knowing when to hold things back. Because again, it's not that it's a good or bad thing to, like, express or not express. It's just more like, it's more about the authenticity. As long as you truly genuinely want to do it, and hey, you're standing on that, you're confident in it, you're standing on it, you believe in, like, you're being true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or if you just want to sit back and you just don't, regardless, at the end of the day, let it all work out in your favor, and seek the Most High for that to work out in your favor. And I'm just saying, and when I say that's because forgiveness can look on so many different levels. Like, it's sometimes saying something or not saying something to somebody, or responding quickly, or sometimes it is responding quickly, like, nah, I'm gonna bust back because who you think you like, you know what I'm saying? But you're not processing that. It's just like, or sometimes it don't even have to come off aggressive like that. Sometimes you can just say certain words to people, like, again, that's not my business. That's between you and God, because whatever you get from it, when I say it, I'm just the channel, and the way you receive it, that's your problem to solve. It ain't a bad problem. It's just that's your problem to solve. I'm just delivering the equation. This is not my math problem to solve. I got my own math problems to solve. But that's just an example. But yeah, setting boundaries. Just that whole worrying up spirit, you know what I'm saying, with the setting boundaries and not taking things personal, seeing where you're innocent and seeing where we play, seeing where we're innocent, seeing where we play a role, and just overall just worrying up in the manners and ways in which is relevant and beneficial to the actual situation. Again, levels of forgiveness here, okay? It's levels of forgiveness here. Okay, levels here. But yeah, I just wanted to include that in there. As well as considering the source, the intentions, setting boundaries, etc., etc., etc. Okay, let's continue. Again, it depends on the offense and how bad I'm offended, okay? And yeah, like I said, I think the main big key thing though is standing in your power in the situation. Because even when something isn't your fault that went on, you know what I'm saying, it's out of your control, it's out of your hands. Because sometimes it's a situation where we have to forgive ourselves. Like, oh, I have to forgive myself, Regardless, it's like, how am I better because of this? How am I a better version of myself because of this thing that I'm forgiving? Let me break down that word just off the dome. When I hear the word forgive, I see that as giving myself permission to move forward. Now, if you want to continue with more sessions like this, hit that subscribe button if you've never done it before, and answer this one question for me. What is something monumental for you as an individual with your own life, that you've gained by forgiving ... What did you gain from that? Let me know in the comment section below if you're comfortable and open to sharing, and we'll see each other in the next session.